Alright guys, today we are going to be playing a game called Quintet. It's basically a Star Trek, not Star Trek game, as close as it can get. The premise of the game is 5 people on one ship, all teaming up. And I'm playing today with my buddy Spaz. Say hi, Spaz.
Hello, hello.
Today we're going to do a quick little just tutorial rundown on how the game is played out, in case anybody is curious about the game. Some things first, this game is completely free. You can play it from quintet.us straight in your web browser. There is Mac, Linux, and Windows downloadable clients, along with Android, iOS, and Ouya clients as well. So basically this thing can pretty much play on just about any device you have, unless you're on that extreme minority that is called the Windows Phone. But that's beside the point. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the game started here. I'm going to launch the USS Quintet with the Quintet size ship. And we're just going to do a little target practice. Alrighty, so here we are. As you can see on the top left corner of the screen, you can see the people who are currently on the ship and what station they're on. I am currently the captain, and as you may or may not notice by now, the captain doesn't really, there's not a whole lot of things the captain can do. The other thing he really can do is select targets and highlight them, and you can also self-destruct for whatever reason captains feel like they need to self-destruct for.
The threat of suicide, of course.
Yes, of course. Could be when their ships get run over by Borg, maybe. I don't know. As we can see, Spaz is in the helm seat. Hey Spaz, can you take us forward and try to avoid that asteroid right in front of us? Awesome. Alright, Spaz, switch to tactical and let me in the helm seat. As you can see, everybody can pretty much switch into any empty seat. Obviously, if the ship is full, you can't really switch unless somebody ejects or leaves. And as the captain, I can hop into one of the empty seats and temporarily take control until somebody else hops in.
With the exception of the helm, if there's already a helm officer there.
And of course, with the helm, you have speed indicators here. If you're on the desktop version, the Z and the X keys takes your speed up and down.
And they can be double tapped to either put you to full speed or an all stop, or even to kick you into full reverse.
How does the full reverse thing work again, Spaz?
You can hold down the Z key to do that once you're at an all stop, or you can double tap Z.
Okay, but double tapping Z just takes you to the full stop. It doesn't actually take you in reverse.
From a full stop, it's supposed to take you into reverse.
Anyway. And there's also roll keys. You can kind of tell that the interface of this game is also the same if you're playing it on like an Android or Apple tablet. And the Q and E keys on the keyboard also does the same thing with the rolling. And you actually, if you're on the desktop, you can steer the ship with the W, A, S, and D. Currently, there is some minimal joystick support for the game, but it hasn't quite been fully implemented yet. Alright, Spaz, fire some torpedoes right in front of us. As you can see, as the helm officer, I'm not able to shoot anything. I basically just fly around. So, I'm going to switch to engineering. So, well, I guess technically I don't need to switch because I'm the captain, but if Spaz was to hop back into home seat.
Done.
If you want to go ahead and target one of the drones that are following us, so we can go ahead and see if we can blow one of them up. As you can see, the three weapons the Quintet has is a beam laser, a torpedo, and a large cannon, controlled with the 1, 2, and 3 keys respectively. So if I
the space bar is also the beam, by the way.
The weapons fire straight ahead if you don't have a lock on. As soon as you target and in range the lock on, they do have kind of like an auto fire or auto aim. Keep note that if you fire the torpedo and a large cannon at the same time, they will blow each other up like so. Even though apparently it worked anyway. As you can also see, the letters A through D under the beam laser. Each enemy ship has a shield frequency A through E, and if you put your beam laser on the same frequency, you actually bypass the shield and head straight to their hull. Isn't real effective on the smaller ships, but it is essential when taking down a larger enemy cruiser or battleship. And as far as getting or knowing what the right shield frequency is, that's what one of the things the science officer does, which I'll switch to. The scanner button here, if I target this cruiser and scan, you'll see a little green beam come across the front of the ship, and it'll show the shield frequency is D. So if I either relay that to tactical, or if I'm actually controlling multiple stations, I can switch to tactical, hit the D key, and so when I fire my beam laser, it'll bypass the shields.
Now, even though this cruiser is cloaked, if we fire, we will have a good chance of hitting it. You can probably see that impact point.
Well, I guess we'll just start over here since we were able to completely destroy the enemy ships. That was target practice, by the way. And target practice, enemies don't shoot back. That's why it was pretty much shooting aliens in the barrel. Now let's shoot some drones. Spaz, would you like to talk about the engineering seat for a little bit?
Sure. Engineers have a few things that they can do. They can repair the ship. They can boost specific systems on the ship to reduce their recharge time or increase the strength of the system they are boosting. They can also modulate the shields in the case that the ship gets scanned by, say, another player in PvP, or by the battleships in PvE, and to prevent those beams from actually cutting through and directly hitting our hull, they can modulate the shields and stop that. It does take 5 seconds, but at the same time, it does keep you alive. The other thing that it can do is remote interface with a friendly or enemy ship. Say, for example, this drone that's shooting at us. I can target it, select its engines, weapons, or shields to hack, and it will take that system down for 10 seconds. So drone 4 is being hacked right now, and it is currently hacked, so it can no longer fire, at least for 10 seconds. For friendly ships, you can select them and use the remote interface to boost the engines, weapons, or shields of that ship. That boost lasts for 10 seconds as well.
Now go ahead and we're going to target drone 4 here. I'm going to switch to tactical.
And I've switched back to helm so I can line up the shot for drone 5.
Hey, and Spaz, can you hop over to the science console and push the drone 5 with our tractor beam? Tell him to go away.
Hull is at 30% and repairing.
Clearly this game is a lot easier when you actually have 5 people aboard it, but since we're just doing a little how-to, it's just going to be us 2.
Well, since we need to get away from this drone that's attacking us, I'm going to teleport us forward.
Before you do that, can you fire our aft torpedoes?
Oh, I'm afraid they're not available, sir. They're not going to be available for another week or so.
Oh, right. Okay, well let's just get out of here then.
We have this nice little aura as it charges, and we're now 5K away from it.
Of course, one of the weird things being the captain is you can still switch to a seat that has somebody occupied in it. Even though Spaz is in science, I can actually switch to science as well.
This is useful when someone in engineering is not boosting a system you need, and as the captain you need to switch it manually.
Yeah, and when you're in the engineering seat, as you can see my screen here, I'm repairing the hull. You can't do anything in engineering while your ship's repairing.
However, any boosts that you have active, say for example you are boosting your engines, that boost will stay active while you repair, which is great. But if you want to switch to another system, you'll have to stop the repair, boost that system, and then start the repair again.
I think that just about covers just about every system that is aboard the Quintet. Some of the other ships have some unique properties that we may go over in some future videos. But that is pretty much a quick rundown on how things work here. The only last thing that you can do is you can eject people. And you can self-destruct.
And anyone who gets ejected ends up in an escape pod, which has a slight speed burst capability and the ability to fire a very weak beam laser. It's not very effective against anything, I should mention.
And the captain cannot eject because the captain always goes down with his ship. Well, that just about covers it. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.